Hey guys, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I recall sometime in the past some people have asked me about quad tracking, and I never really have done it until now for some reason, and whew, it's really nice. So that's why in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I go about quad tracking, how I go about the process, and how I differentiate the tracks to make them sound cohesive and massive. If you want to join the Discord server, the link is in a description, and if for any reason at all you want to pick up Death Tour merch or just Lord Weaver merch in general, it's beneath the description. But enough shilling, let's just get into it. So you have probably heard it slightly tucked away in the intro, but this is what I'm working with right now. And just because I know there's going to be people that ask, it's in double drop 0, or double drop A, so A0. So as you can see, I have two, or I guess 4 guitar tracks here, 2 buses. I do separate them just so it's easier to keep track, and because I do some additional processing on the quad tracks. First, let's just hear how it sounds without the quad tracks. And with them on, and so you can really hear, like, it sounded massive with just the double tracked guitars, but as soon as I turned on the quad track, it just immediately widened up, immediately filled out any space, and it just made it a wall of sound and made it massive and heavy. And so for the guitar tone, I was just doing really basic stuff aside from all of the automation stuff up here. I'm using the Thal preset that Buster released with the Consume Exhume Neural DSP video, and so if it's just straight that, nothing changed aside from the cab, which I'm using Buster's preset I Love M160 TBH from Contenders, just because I know some of you are also going to ask about that. For quad tracks, what I like to do is I just loaded this up from Wavemind because I really liked what the Destructor pedal was doing. So I'm going to solo those quad tracked guitars and bypass this, and you'll see what they sound like. It's going to be the same tone. And then what I'm actually adding with the Destructor. And then with the Destructor. And so I'm just squashing the sub almost fully and bringing up the level almost fully. So I'm just slamming it into this Destructor pedal. And you do not need to get Wavemind for this sound or how I got this sound. You can get really, really similar results with Ring Mod, and I can show you that now. This is for the homies that don't want to buy more plugins. So this Ring Mod is free. It's from Kilohertz. I'm going to actually add another one because this one is being used for automation. So I turned off the distant amp and I'm putting it before the amp sim, and let's just play a section and find what settings work. So I'm going to turn down the frequency because I know it's going to be a little too high. So the low pass noise was really giving it what I feel like it needed for that extra distorted sound. And now I'm going to mess with some other stuff here and see what I can do. And you can probably tell that if I switch back to the distant one, it's much more aggressive than this one. And what we can do to mitigate that is compress it. And just to show with another free plugin for the homies that don't want to buy more plugins, I'm going to just squash it. And that just makes it more consistent. Obviously, there's more you can do. You can add saturation, you can add whatever else just to give it more distortion in general. But as you can see, you can get really similar results with all free plugins. I got you. And just to test it with the full mix, just so you can have a more accurate representation of that, here it is. Compared to and so you can see it doesn't make a massive difference at all. So I got your back, as I said. Anyway, let's move on. So when you're quad tracking, I would highly recommend recording 2 extra tracks rather than just copy pasting the regular 2, because it has the same effect as when you're copying over a doubled guitar. It's just going to make it louder in the mono. For example, I will just copy paste all of this and move it down. Compare that to actually recording the double takes or the triple, quadruple takes. I know there's been some things going around for quad tracking, and I know people have asked me, so I figured I would show how I would go about doing it, and I did. If you want to watch me finish this song, I will do so live on a stream. I usually try to stream on Saturdays now, so make sure you tune in for that if you want to. If you don't, that's fine, but you know, I will just hurt my feelings. And again, if you want to join the Discord server, the link is in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.